evening. This goes out to the parents of Caio Monroe. This is Caio's teacher, and I would like to share with you some of the results from the testing or the assessments that Caio has taken during this year, 2016-2017 academic school year. And I do have a PowerPoint presentation that I'd like to share with you when we do meet face to face, but for now I'll just kind of give you a debriefing of the information that is in there. So the first slide actually shows a demographic and background information regarding your son, his grade level, race, gender, whether or not he has a disability, and the fact that he is on free or reduced lunch, as well as his ELL status. So he was previously in an ESOL program at the school, and he is currently no longer in that program. And there is a 2-year follow-up that began this school year. So regarding his data from these assessments, his FSA reading score was quite well. It went quite well, and he scored a 347, which is a level 4. The levels go from 1 to 5, so he is 3 being the average. He's actually above average. His FSA, or Florida Standards Assessment, math score is 320, and this is a level 2, so he's 1 level below the average, which again is a 3. He does not have any FAIR data, and this is the Florida assessment in reference to reading. So I'll have to look into that for you, but there's no data on the spreadsheet for him at this time. The Florida Standards Assessment, or FSA, in reading, like I said, he scored a 347, which is a level 4, and it is above the average. The average is a 333 to a 345. That's the range, which would be a level 3. The Florida Standards Assessment in math is, what Cairo scored is a 320. The average is 330 to 345. So you can see he wasn't too far off from that average of level 3. He fell just below it by about 10 points, the minimum level. And then once again, the FAIR testing, I don't have any data for that at this time. So when we compare Cairo to his peers, his 7th grade peers, it kind of looks like this. His reading level is a 4, which is above average. The average for his peers is a 2.7, and in math he scored a 2, which I just mentioned, is slightly below average, versus his peers, which is a 2.8. So he fell just below that. Some recommendations that I have for enrichment techniques and or programs would be that he should continue reading. Even though he scored high on his reading assessment for FSA, he should continue reading at both the silent and aloud levels to further develop his reading comprehension skills. This will also improve his word recognition and vocabulary knowledge. In regards to his math skills and abilities, he did score lower, and this denotes a need for further enhancement. He should probably practice with word problems since it involves more reading, and since his aptitude in reading seems to be quite well, this may be to his advantage. It also will help his math skills overall. Some websites like Purple Math or Mathletics, which a lot of schools use right now, are easily accessible and really help a student out when it comes to understanding all the integral and key components in math at this level. As far as recommendations for assessment and enhancement, I suggested, or I think that maybe he may need RTI, which is response to intervention. And RTI is simply an assessment or an evaluation that the teacher does with a student when they are performing below level, below average, below standards. Cairo needs help in the math area, obviously. So an evaluation usually lasts, the initial evaluation is about 6 weeks, and to start. And from there, the teacher can formulate a structured plan to improve his math skills overall. Also, the RTI level can be established once data has been gathered and it's been assessed over a designated period of time that is suitable for his needs. And lastly, formative and summative assessments. So these are ways in which teachers look at and assess the overall performance and abilities of a student. So to break it down, excuse me, assessment's always an ongoing and integral part of math. As far as math instruction, it enhances both teaching and the learning of math skills. Teachers give students opportunities to show what they know through varied and frequent assessments. Caio should also be exposed to summative assessments, since this will accurately judge his mastery of math concepts, as well as formative assessments. And these are typically used to determine what a student already knows and what he needs to know. So both of these assessments for Caio will definitely be beneficial, and I highly recommend that they continue. I'm sure they are, and they're ongoing. So we'll look into that as well. I hope that this debriefing has been informative. I look forward to meeting you so we can actually go over this a little bit more in detail on the finer points, and really get Caio on the fast track or just the track to success in his educational experiences and his academic performance. Thank you.